Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voice of Nkosi. My name is Nkosi Kafa. I've got my dearest friend here as a guest today, Samina. I like to call her Nana because that's like the nickname that we have from back in the day. And yeah, man, she'll introduce herself shortly. But one thing I want to say is that thank you so much to Standard Bank. Thank you for the podcast equipment. This podcast is only possible because of Standard Bank. So shout out to Standard Bank. I have a little champagne here today that I'm going to quickly pop in a second. Just to celebrate the very first episode. We're gonna ease ourselves into this, guys. So today we're not gonna be too serious, just some light-hearted stuff just to get you in through the mood. But watch out for episode 2 because in episode 2, yeah, we're getting real. This channel is all about youth empowerment. This channel is all about education. This channel is all about also having fun, but learning and relearning and unlearning. So yeah, welcome, and I'm handing it over to Unana to explain herself, girl. What's up?
Wow, okay. First of all, my name is Samina and I'm Tembu.
Yes.
So Nana
All
is
the
not
clan names, guys.
you
All the
see?
clan names.
So no, Nana is not a nickname, unfortunately. Everyone thinks it is. It's in my ID. So you know
Really?
what it is?
Like it's Samina and then it's
Nana
Nana.
Mtembu. So my parents are not focused.
Clearly, girl.
Everyone thinks that Nana is a nickname.
Yeah,
It's
because
actually
you know
my ID.
Usamina. Because I thought the Nana came from like
No,
okay.
no, Nana
we're
is
learning, relearning, unlearning, guys. So I'm not judging your parents, but damn,
they,
girl.
they were
like-
very lazy. And then I get Samina and it confuses a lot of people. Like, are you Muslim? Are you why are you not fasting? And I'm like,
Yeah,
it's very
but
complicated.
Samina is a very nice name. I don't know what it means, but it's unique.
Everyone says that, but okay, I know it means chubby in Arabic, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
But it just sounds nice. I think some names don't have to have a meaning, guys. Like, if it sounds nice and you're happy with it, it's your baby at the end of the day that you gave birth to, that you pushed.
True.
So
true.
ain't nobody got a chance to. We can tease you because you're afraid.
Yeah.
But like your parents knew what they were doing when they pushed you out of the stomach and they saw you, and it was that Lion King moment. It was like
Yeah, and they're like
and then like Samina.
Samina.
But
So-
yeah, anyway, let me not talk.
No, guys. Yeah, man, it's been a while. First time on the podcast, so I might be,
First time for everything.
I
We're
might be a
gonna cheers to
little,
that.
I might be a fish out of water, but yeah, I'm gonna be as honest as I like to talk. So this should be, I'm in my element, I guess, right now.
Oh
so.
yes, I love to hear it, guys. I love people being in their elements. This podcast is also just like there's like a little introduction. Be yourself, be in your elements, be happy, be free. That's what we're all about. But anyway, it's time to pop the shampopo. So here we go.
Let me finish this. and,
I
you
know
know.
you also have some shampopo,
Why not?
guys. Can I just say something? Unana was like, I'm not drinking. I'm just gonna have like some cool drink, and I'm just like the sophisticated woman that's elegant, that doesn't consume any.
I had consumed alcohol yesterday. I don't want to consume it, but now it's Sunday.
Here's
so
a glass, girl. Here's
yes,
a glass.
thank
Our
you,
nice
thank you.
wine glass. So yeah, welcome, guys. It's not the perfect, but we're gonna get there soon. But just cheers to the beginning. I hope it pops, yes.
I don't even know how to open the thingy.
I hope, yeah. Shout out to Baba Alwa, she got this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Baba left this at my apartment, like maybe a month ago when we went out. So she came, and then it was my birthday or something, but it was like we're always going out. So she came, she dropped this off, and we were supposed to drink it that same night, and it never came, and she never came back. So shout out to Baba Alwa Mwakaza. I hope I'm pronouncing your surname correctly, girl. You know it, you know what it be, you know the vibes. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna buy it back if you need one. Okay, the big pop. I hope the microphone can pick this up. Woo!
Whoa, watch out! Yo.
Okay, sorry guys. I'm gonna use the champagne.
No, I'm impressed that you can open it like that.
Girl, I've been places.
You've been popping
I've been
champagne.
places. Oh my gosh. But sorry guys. Woo! Okay, no,
Is it never good in the mic?
yeah, I just never guys. Standard Bank like is just gonna be disappointed in all of this.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
you don't just hold. No.
Hold it from the bottom.
Yeah,
Never mind.
you
Never
know,
mind.
you're not trained.
Professional can do it.
Clearly. I'm just joking. I don't even know either. But anyway. But anyway, guys, that's us. So cheers to the very first. This looks like wine. Is it even champagne?
It's champagne, though.
Oh.
It's like fizzy. It's like fizzy,
Mm-mm.
fizzy wine.
It does taste like wine that has acid. If you mix cool drink and wine, this would come up.
Mm.
But yeah, man, this is. I just want to read what's written on it. It's JC Premium Sparkling Wine. It is wine.
So it's like wine with acid, Mos.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're not used to these things, hey? You know? We're not those sophisticated hands. That's one thing about our channel. We're being real, guys. We're being honest. We're being ourselves. So that's just it, you know? I don't want any judgment. People coming and saying, they didn't even know it was sparkling wine. I did not know, girl. I should be more educated. I know, but I can't. Like, there's so many things to memorize as a human being, right? It's like almost impossible to know everything. But anyway, cheers, girl. Come,
Oh,
come,
cheers.
come, come.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers,
Been-
cheers, cheers.
I've been sipping. Thank you.
Mm. But anyway,
But it's nice.
moving on, guys. Welcome again to my podcast. Yeah, man, that was the first. It's actually scary that I started this. I won't lie. Like, I'm just shocked to see, like, guys, I'm really here. I'm really doing this. I'm a bit nervous. I'm like, oh, that's why I got that. So I was like, it's been in the fridge for a while. I'm definitely opening it. But anyway, back to you, Samina.
Back to me.
He's like, yeah, back to me. You sound like those, you know, those news anchors on the SABC where that we used to watch back in the day.
Oh, jeez.
And then they didn't know what to say. And then it was like, back to you.
Yeah,
and then it's
yeah.
like, what's the script again? What's going on? But yeah, man. So we went to the same high school as Usamina, guys, just for some background. She was 2 years ahead of me. So when I was in grade 8, she was in grade 10, obviously, and the years progressed. It's funny how I haven't seen her in a very long time. I bumped into her. Okay, we're originally from Durban, actually. Let me start off there.
Proud
Originally from-
Durbanites, by the way.
Yeah, proud Durbanite. I love Durban, guys. Durban is like it. So anyway, we studied in primary and high school in Durban. Then when I was in matric, I moved to Cape Town. I didn't even know she was in Cape Town. I bumped into her at a retail store. And I was like, damn, girl, you're here too. You're out here suffering. And the thing about it is that people think that you come to Cape Town and you have money. Like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
minute you live away from home, people are like, oh, so-and-so has money. Eh,
They
they're
think
living
like
in
you're
Cape
balling,
Town.
like you're living the bestest life. Meanwhile, dang.
Like, meanwhile,
not
it's not like
true.
that, guys. It's all been a lie. Social media is a lie. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you first, I think to start off a good topic relating to the, you know, education, relating to the women, the leadership, all of that, women empowerment and empowerment in general. Even if we're empowering men, I'm empowering all genders, guys. I'm not like, you know, discriminating. But because you are female, what is like the one thing that, like, life after high school, what is the one shocking fact that in high school or your parents didn't teach you, or you feel like society didn't teach you? What's one thing you look at now and you think we should tell everyone in high school this?
Yeah. Okay. Life after high school. I feel like the most important thing, like they told us, but we didn't take it seriously, was that matric is the most important year of your damn life. Like whatever marks you get there is going to set the tone for the rest of your life. Because it depends, though. It depends. Not that matric is the end all or be all of your life. Depends. If you want to study further, then of course matric is absolutely important because your points determine which university you go to, whether you go to a college or a TVET. It's up to you, though, you know. So matric is absolutely important if you want to study further. So I feel like they did tell us, we just didn't take them seriously. We're just like, nah, fam, we're just going to wing it. We're going to write these exams. You just need that B and we're done. Meanwhile, you get to whichever university you want to apply to and they hit you with points. Like, you need to have points.
Yeah, I think also for me, it's the lack of education. Like, people told us, oh, matric is important, and what, but no one actually gave you a breakdown. And I also feel like life in general is like that. People will tell you it's so important to have a wife, it's so important to have this, but no one totally breaks it down. It's important to have a wife because. So I think also in my channel, it's a thing of the because after the, like, you know, the phrase that comes after the because is the most important because, like, okay, nobody told you that because people are just like, you know, going through life vaguely. So I think my channel is also about just not going through life vaguely, as telling you this is why it's important to have matric. As Nana saying that the APS points matter. If you want to study further, people are the first thing they ask for when you go to any university or any college is your matric results. They literally don't care about what you did in grade 8 or grade 9 or you got the certificates. And I also think, like, there was this big scam of being a prefect in high school. Like,
Oh
oh,
wow.
if you're a prefect, you're gonna write this on your CV,
CV.
and then that is all a lie, guys.
No
I
one
can proudly say I was a
cares.
prefect in matric, and we started being nominated in grade 11.
Yeah.
So like June, grade 11 till June the following year, because obviously the matrics were already writing by June. And they're like, oh no, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do
And you had to buy the
that.
whole blazer and everything.
Dude, I
Waste of
struggled to buy the blazer
money.
because at the time my mom didn't have money. So my aunts literally bought me my matric blazer. There was
Oh,
the camp you had to pay for. So the total package I think was like 1.2. It was the blazer, it was the
jeez.
tie, it was the matric
The other
badges, two
badge, yeah.
badges. And then we also had, I'm actually gonna insert a picture here because I do have a picture of what like my matric year looked like. So I'm gonna insert a picture here. And the camp was like 400 and something, and the blazer and all the stuff was like 600 and something. So it was like close to 1.1, 1.2 ish. And you know, if you're in high school, bro, your parents are already struggling.
Mm.
Now you must take out this money because they promised you the world and everything. One thing about being a prefect, it taught you to be disciplined, it taught you to keep time, it taught you to follow the rules, which you do need in life. But to be honest, guys, I've never written on my CV that I was once a prefect.
Mm.
Like if I'm just being honest, from me, I don't know about other people, they might differ, but I think it was just nice wearing the blazer and having that ownership and
Yeah, and that
leadership.
authority
Yeah,
that you
that
carry at
authority that, yeah,
school.
man, I'm a prefect. Wear your tie or pick up the trash or whatever it
Yeah, it was
is.
the authority more than anything, to be
Yeah, for
honest.
me,
Like,
nah.
being a prefect didn't appeal to me. I don't know, first of all, why I was not picked as a prefect. I need
Yeah,
to go back and
like I'm
find out,
also
like,
bitter. I
why the
also feel like some
hell?
people should have been because remember we used to. Okay, what you used to do is you used to send in an application, so everyone got a paper. I remember,
Oh, snap.
and then you used to write down if you want to be nominated. Then the teachers would look at all the papers of the people that sent through an application, and then obviously they would discuss it in the boardroom or whatever. And then they'd come back tomorrow and be like, okay, we lost it. We listed the top 30 people or whatever. And then I remember we went into this room. It was not like an interview or whatever, but it was like, okay, I think it was the principal and like deputy principal where you just like 5 minute thing of hey, okay, I've seen you around, whose class are you in, so that they can also get more information from like your form teacher or whatever teachers are teaching you. I remember there's something like that, then they cut us down again. So yeah, man, I
It
remember
was a
that
whole
part.
selection process,
It
Vele
was a whole
Vele.
selection process, girl, but
Like, what the
obviously in high
hell?
school you're oblivious to the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's a good starting point for life.
Yeah, it
Because,
is.
yeah, life is about selection processes, especially with
That's
regards to
true.
your career. You're not gonna cut it sometimes. So I guess it was good, but I don't know. I didn't send an application. I thought I'll just be nominated for my
No, you send in
personality.
the application and then they
What?
nominate the people that applied.
That's
Because they,
rude.
they, they also didn't want to just nominate people and then people rejected it and whatever.
Rejected.
So they
Okay.
always wanted to be fair and I forgot the word they used to use, but there was literally I remember that paper. They gave it to everyone in class and they were like, even if you fill it out or you don't fill it out, we won't know. After you're done filling it out, put it into this box. And then whoever fills it out and motivates it, they want to be a prefect, then they motivate. But firstly, I remember the first paper was just your name, your surname, your grade 8 form teacher, grade 9 form teacher. I think it was like that, just your form teachers, the first part. Then the second part, they went into the teachers that taught you like your languages and
Mm.
taught you subjects. How do you behave in their class? In general, how are you as a human being? You know, because I mean, even if I'm teaching you LO, in class I can see what type of person you are.
Yeah, true, true,
So
true.
I think they had that whole selection process. Because remember the cut I think there was like 30 or 35 prefects max. I remember that in our year. But yeah, guys, the point is being a prefect was just like a scam. It was like
Useless.
the biggest scam ever. Even today, I always
Useless.
think, guys, I was an entire prefect, and there are people who are not even prefects in my school, and they're excelling at
They
life,
do well in
and they
life.
just like,
People who you thought were a certain way, or people who you thought would have their life together,
mm,
absolutely don't.
that is true.
Like, the people who didn't have their life together in high school are people who have their life together
I think
now.
that's me. I'm a prime example, guys. I will not
Absolutely. I
lie.
went to high school with her. No one
I was like
we
the
didn't
rebel.
expect it.
You know that person. I feel like even my parents gave up. Like my parents would look at me when I say parents. My mom was a single parent, but like my aunt was around like most of the time. So my aunt is older than my mom in terms of age. So you know that thing where it's like your older sibling comes in and she's like, "Yo, your child is problematic." Like I used to get hit. I like guys. There's no corporal punishments. I probably did not even receive. I remember that's actually one of the reasons I never applied to a university in Durban, like none, because I was just like my parents are too strict. If chill here, I'm probably not gonna live at Rays because I live in town back home, so it's very close to everything and anything. So it wouldn't make sense for me to live at Rays whilst like my home is like 10 minutes away. So yeah, guys, I literally was like, I'm
You
done.
applied
I'm
everywhere
done.
else besides
Yeah.
Durban.
Some universities didn't take me though. I was just like, I'm disappointed. I'm like, you guys don't see my potential. Look at me now.
Yeah,
Like,
look at you
but I also feel
now.
like with universities, it's also a thing of the like. Also, at the time when I was applying in 2016, the universities were moving away from a manual application to an online
Yeah,
application.
true.
So with a manual application, people are just like, okay, we see your marks, they'll contact you. Okay, are you still interested?
Mm.
There's more of like a face to face and human thing. Now the system is accepting you. So if you don't even meet the
Yo,
minimum requirements, even if you miss it by 1% or zero, the system doesn't care. The system will say reject, 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 and then
yo.
you'll get the working applications, because I was a working application at CPUT. But that's a whole another thing, guys. Like, yo, life after high school is just, it's crazy.
It's crazy. No one gets you ready for it.
No, and not
Unfortunately,
even your
you
parents, bruh.
see everything yourself. Your parents are shocked as well. We're just like,
Yeah,
okay,
your parents just
we
like, I
put
we
you
don't
through
know.
crash, primary school, high school, then varsity. It's like, okay, especially if you're like the firstborn and they have no experience at all with what happens after high school. So they're literally learning everything with you at that point. So it was hectic. I applied as well. I applied in UKZN. I applied for
You are not scared
law.
of your parents, ne?
My parents were strict. I was under the authority, so I had accepted that. Most this is where I'm gonna be.
I know, I never accepted
I
it, bruh.
accepted it.
I never accepted it.
There was no. If,
And I think, when you say the middle child is the problem, for me, the young child was the problem, because the problem was my remember I told you I have an aunt, right? So when I say my parents, guys, I'm referring to my aunt and my mom, not like my mom and the father in the picture. So they're both single parents. So we live with my cousin, my aunt, and me. So it was the four of us most of the time. My aunt was working a lot through out of provinces, and then also my cousin's 5 years apart from me.
oh,
So when I was starting grade 8, she was studying her first year. When I was studying my first year, she started working. So it was just a thing of, we were always like in different parts in life. So as much as she would be 5 years older, she would already be focusing at university. She's like doing her final year, and it's like hectic. And the only thing she's probably gonna say is, you need to pass. She's trying as much as she can. But I don't think anything hits, bruh. Like, I think like nothing
no.
hits, like, at all.
I know that very well because I have a younger sibling, and everything I try to tell them, they don't get it. They don't. They want to see. They want to see it to believe it.
I feel like I'm the person. I never listened.
No
I
one
just
no one
listened to pass,
listens.
and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do my, because I did my absolute best. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like in high school, metric year, I did my absolute best, guys. I'm not the smartest person on earth. I think people should also understand that I'm more the hard worker in any situation. I'm not the smartest one. Like, my brain will just automatically pop, but I'm always the hardest working one in the room. So that's one thing about me.
Yeah, you sound like you were very consistent, and being consistent is what gets you through. Not just burst of energy and like
Yeah.
studying for the paper. That's very tiring.
And then you apply to UKZN. Then what happened afterwards?
So I was on the waiting list, and yeah, man, it was like a day after the matric results came out. So they hit me with the okay, fine, we'll get back to you. I was on the waiting list, so I had to wait. Waited. Like, they didn't call me back, nothing. And I was like, okay, maybe second semester. But at that point, I had accepted, like, okay, listen, I'm going to have to apply elsewhere. Like right now, if I want to study this year, I have to apply. So I applied through UNISA. Okay, fine. They didn't get back to me at all. Like, UNISA, they put you through it.
Like,
There's
we just have a
no-
whole entire segment about
Unisa.
universities just mising
Exactly,
you guys.
exactly.
You need to follow up on your application. You need to make sure you are
Exactly.
there every single day. You are in their face, guys. Don't think you're just
Exactly.
gonna apply. You're gonna chill at home.
chill at home and
then
they're
the
gonna-
universities is gonna be on some. Hey,
Hey,
how you
come
doing?
through.
Are you okay? Are you good? No, you need to always call, check up, apply for those
Definitely.
bursaries. Yo, I think that's one thing no one ever taught us.
Exactly. It's something that you see afterwards. So it's like, it really sucked. But yeah, UNISA only accepted me second semester. Imagine. So
How dare they? Like,
it was very rude. So most
Hi,
of my
guys.
friends, my best friend was going to UKZN. So I guess I had to adjust studying from home. So I was not attending often. And UNISA accepted me, and I had to adjust to not attending every day. So out of 5 modules per semester, I would attend for 3. But the thing with UNISA is that per year you attend less. So by the time you're at fourth year, darling, you are
You're not
just
attending
you're not
anything.
attending anything at all. It depends. Maybe just one subject or
But
one
doesn't that
module.
affect you? How do you learn the rest of the subjects?
You teach yourself, darling. You
Like,
teach
and you
yourself.
could write, I mean.
You teach yourself literally. Like, yeah, they'll have like online discussions. Like you can talk to your lecturer or whatever questions you need. It's
I am
like
so traumatized, guys.
it's
Like,
like
I'm
an
sorry.
online
Like,
system. You can talk, ask whatever you need. What helped me personally was WhatsApp groups. Like we'll meet on the discussion forum for the module, and then someone will be like, guys, let's just create a WhatsApp group so we can all share whatever we know. So yeah, WhatsApp group saved my life. And Unisa, because you were not
wait, okay,
attending
wait.
all
I
the
want to
time.
understand because I remember when I was in university in 2021 last year, it was still lockdown mode. So all of our classes were still online, but
Yeah.
you still had them. So do you have any online classes? Like,
Like
what's the
someone will
vibe?
be there and you
Teaching
will
you,
just
yeah.
log on. No, this is self-teaching. Unisa is very like you are on your own, my friend. But whatever modules, like really hectic modules, and you
You
need
have
someone to,
online classes.
you would have like not you'll have face-to-face classes, but not for everything, unfortunately. So like by the time it's like first year, first semester you'll get like 3 classes, and then by second semester maybe you'll go like 2. Depends. So it'll depend on what module it is. Like you need someone to teach you. So it's not self-teaching all the way, but by the time you're in your second year, you are on your own. It teaches you a lot of discipline. So it was an adjustment and a half, I won't lie, because I'm so used to being spoon-fed and someone
That's
being
what
in
I'm
front of me
thinking.
and telling me what to do, how to do this. Like you have an assignment now and remind you. Nope, there's no reminding. You are on your own, literally. So it took me a lot of independence, but I won't lie, I missed interacting with
What?
students. I won't
I'm just like
lie.
trying to think. I'm hearing you say all these things. I'm just like, I cannot imagine. But the thing is, I think it's also different people and their learning capabilities. I would never
True.
be able to do that. Even when it was online, I'm just like, guys, I just miss being in front of the lecture. I just miss showering in the morning, getting that thought. You know, when you're in the morning showering, you're thinking, I'm actually going to class today. You
No.
actually get motivated. Because if you're online learning, dude, I could be doing anything. I could be at a party and I could just log on. And then when they need me to speak, just
Just speak to the,
say a
yeah.
few seconds, switch that thing, put it in the background as long as I'm logged in, and then, carry on with my life. So I can't imagine actually having to teach yourself everything.
And you do, because it's a semester, it's a normal semester for everyone. So you write, you go somewhere and you write at a hall or wherever your exam venue is. So you're writing May, June. You don't study if you decide to party because you're not attending. So
Yeah.
you let your guard down, you're cool. That's the biggest scam with UNISA, personally, that I feel. You will write the exam. If you don't know, if you did not study, you will fail. You will fail. And I've been in exam venues and I feel like a lot of people took it for granted. Like let's just go right, man. I taught myself this. You literally have to put in the hours. When they tell you that this module is how many notational hours, it's literally that. You have to put in that hours to understand the module, and you have to buy the textbooks, you have to do the assignments. The exams are not easy. The exams are hard, and you have to teach yourself. So
I think exams are hard when someone like I can't even, like, I'm just shocked because when I was in university, I remember everything was taught to us because I did my undergrad at CPUT just for some background, then my postgrad at UJ, my honors. So wherever I was, even at UJ, it was online learning, but I still had the lecturer here. I could WhatsApp the lecturer. We could have, like, maybe if I get into my classes used to start around 5:30. So if I got to class like at 5 and the lecturer was already there, I'd ask her like, "Oh, I'm struggling with this part, so I didn't quite get this. Can you please emphasize this in class?" Or before we even start class, they would always ask. So I can't imagine,
not
like,
having that at all.
they used to give us YouTube channels. They used to give us textbooks. Like in one module, you'd have like 5 textbooks you could reference because remember, not all textbooks have all the information that they need to teach as a syllabus. So maybe this textbook will have chapter 1 to 5 is brilliant, and then this textbook will have chapter 6. And that's another thing they don't teach you in university. Actually, in life in general, guys, you need YouTube. You need 10 textbooks. You need 10 books that you're gonna write, and you need 10 friends that are going to be academic because not all your university friends are there to study.
True.
I know I had university friends where they were just like, I'm just here because, like, at home we have money, but I'm just here because my mom said I must get a degree.
And those people could afford to
Those people
forgive
afford
my
to
language
fail.
fuck up, because
Yeah.
most of us, we had our families depending on us, especially if you're like the first person to graduate.
Yeah.
You know, you had to carry all that burden, and it was a lot. It's a lot of pressure. You know that you're not there to play. So it's even worse when you're teaching yourself, I won't lie. But I can imagine like attending and race parties and that lifestyle. Like I would attend. I'll go to UKZN for my friend and just hang out with her. And I would see how much freedom people had.
We had so much freedom, guys. It was like the best thing ever. If I could go back, like I'm planning to do my master's in like 2 years. If I don't get like, I want to get like, I have a permanent job right now, but I want to be like super stable in my life. You know, I haven't reached the stability yet in terms of decision making, in terms of finances and all that stuff. But if I don't reach stability in the next 2 years, guys, 24 months, ne, as of from today, guys, I'm saying this on record so that I go back and I do my master's. Because, like, you don't pay for Wi-Fi, you don't pay for what else? Water, you don't pay for electricity,
Wait,
you
I
live for
raised.
free. Yes, because your bursary pays, or they probably write off your debt after some time. Whatever.
Wow.
Like at the CPUT, I never even paid a cent, guys. I never paid registration fee. I never paid res fees. I never paid anything because I had a bursary for the 4 years. But then the scam is also getting the bursary. See, that's another one I don't want to talk about.
Yo.
You see, life is just a scam. You surpass the scam, you get into another scam. You surpass it's always fighting. Life is about fighting.
There's levels to the struggle.
Especially if you want to do like go through educate, guys. A lot of people are always like, yeah, you should go, especially if you're in high school. Like, yeah, you should go to university. No one tells you how difficult it is.
Yeah.
It's difficult getting in, even if you have the marks. It's difficult. I know people who got straight A's, guys, and I had friends when I was in first year at CPUT. I had friends who went to UCT. People committed suicide, bruh. Like in their first year, because you know when you're in high school and you get A's, you have that thing that you get to university, like, I'm an A student. I've got a bursary from this big company. You know, I've got, because if you get a bursary, they give you a laptop, they give you allowances, they do everything. Literally, you need to just put in the work.
Yo.
And with the bursary, you need to reach a certain average. So your average needs to be 65% and above.
Jeez.
In most bursaries, unless it's like one of those bursary where it's like a government funded what. But most of the like bursaries from companies or retailers, whatever, they have a certain standard that average of your modules, if you're doing 5 modules, whatever modules, it needs to be 65%. Sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 80. It depends on the bursary and how harsh they are.
Jeez, man.
So now imagine you're adapting to race, you're adapting to being in Cape Town, because most of my friends are not, actually I think all of them at the time were not from Cape Town. So you're either from Durban or Joburg. I even had a friend from Limpopo. So I'm like, yo, bro, you're coming from far Limpopo, Joe. Like, damn. I thought Durban was far until I had a friend from Limpopo. I was like, I own Limpopo.
No, Durban is
There's
far.
nothing further than Limpopo in terms of South Africa. If you're in Cape Town. So it's like, and then they come and then like, some of them have this attitude that, oh, I'm a straight A student. Nothing's going to beat me. The course is going to chow, guys.
Aye,
whether you are smart, whether you're not smart. Remember, you're in a lecture theater or lecture hall, let's call it that, with 400 other students that have different backgrounds. Some are rich, some are poor, some are middle class, some are coming to school with MacBooks because their dads or parents just want them to have an education. You're coming there with your small nyana to choir book with a pen that's not even writing, that you bought on the streets from the lady that you know. You don't have highlighters or anything. Then there's those ladies, they come, they have highlighters, they've got MacBook Pros,
yes.
they've got iPhone 14s, and the pressure is really universal. So some people don't even stand up to the pressure because they feel like, I'm not good enough. The people that are here are like obviously doing so much better and they've got so much more money than me. Or you have that thing of, okay, I had an ego from high school that, oh, I'm the best, oh, I'm too smart and whatever. I was the dark, so I was the head boy. Being the dark doesn't mean shit in university. Being a head boy doesn't mean no one knows you're a head boy. You're like in a lecture theater, 400 other people that come from how many other provinces in South Africa?
And
they don't even care.
Them.
You can come, Nana, and be like, oh, you know, guys, I was at Ducks. And then they're going to be like, so? I was like in the top 1% of South Africa. What are you talking about? And you're just like, now you get blown away like, oh, there's someone smarter than me.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that pressure hits that when people realize there's someone smarter than them, it's like, oh, okay. It's either you're motivated to work harder or you just like kind of give up.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends that I know that committed suicide or dropped out, whether it was for financial reasons or academic. There's just a lot going on, guys, in university. It's not as easy as people say, but I think that's why we also have this podcast to unpack. But anyway, back to UNISA and self-teaching.
Wow. Hey, it was a 4-year degree. It was an honors degree. I studied my LLB with UNISA.
yeah, educated people. I said an L. What is an LLB for those that don't know that are just listening randomly? Because I know an LLB has to do with something with law. But like,
Yes.
what does the LLB stand for?
I'm gonna have to Google that. Unfortunately, it's like
Ay,
a.
but you
It's
studied.
listen. It's a Latin term. Legal
No, guys, no,
bachelorus.
I was never
Listen,
ready. How you
listen.
go and study an entire LLB?
Everyone
What does
says-
LLB stand for?
Everyone
I
says
don't know.
LLB. No one has time to say, "Oh, I'm studying my legal bachelorus."
Like your entire degree is written LLB.
We
Guys,
say LLB.
but you are self-taught. I understand. You have to teach yourself.
No,
what
I had no time to
LLB
learn
means.
Latin terms.
Okay. Oh my God, that threw me like wow.
It's an LLB. You know it's Lomos. Everyone knows it's law.
Excuse me. I do also know it's low, but you know what? Let me just keep quiet.
Like, if you want me to Google it and then you tell me how you can.
But you studied the degree, girl. You should be out here like us. You know what? That's an LLB stands for. Hana, hana, hana,
no,
hana, hana.
I'm not one of
An
those.
entire degree holder.
Listen, I'm
honors
not-
degree.
I'm not one of those people who study
You know
law.
what? Like,
and
guys, please just excuse this on my podcast.
listen, I'm trying
just
to find it so you can see. Like,
I want to know what it means
What it
because
means.
what if there's a matriculant or high schooler listening or someone's parents, aunt, uncle? Some people don't know what LLB stands for. I personally also don't know. And here's an honors degree holder.
listen. I'm
just
trying to find.
Googling, guys.
Literally, it's a legum
Let me see.
baccalaureus. No one has time to say such things.
What?
Like, first
oh,
of all,
it's literally legam basa. Yo.
so try telling someone I'm studying my legum baccalaureus.
I didn't even know. The things I never even thought about this. Like, I'm just like, now what is
It's
it?
literally a Latin term. So no one has time to say
it says
this.
the LLB is an
Abbreviation.
The LLB is an abbreviation of the Latin Leguma Baccalaureus, which translates to a Bachelor of Laws degree. No, I never, like, it's only now that I'm thinking, what does LLB actually stand for?
Like, now you know. We will never say
Relearn,
legum
guys.
baccalaureus. We say LLB. It's short. And I think I'm one of those people that studied law. I want to make law absolutely simple. Like, I'm not going to hit you with the Latin terms. I'm going to give you advice, you must understand. Like, that's just me. However, it was hard, I won't lie. Teaching yourself law is not easy. But hey, we pulled through, we persevered. Took me 6 years instead of 4. Yeah, I know. You just lose your motivation sometimes. And it happens.
No, like,
it literally
university,
happens.
Even if the degree is 3 years, you'll be there for 10 years, guys. Because there are some lecturers that just don't want to let you go. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, they don't want to let you go. That's a nicer way to put it.
Yeah.
But I feel like once the concept of exclusion was introduced to us, that's where shit got real. Like, wait, people can be academically excluded.
Yes.
For
in
what reason?
university, guys, there's financial exclusions when you don't pay up your fees. There's academic exclusions if you fail
More
some
than,
modules,
yeah.
whatever. Like, guys, it's hectic there.
Like, first of all, you had to work so hard to get here. Let me tell you, listen, my friend, you are not good enough.
And your parents can't
bye.
even afford.
They
Now
get
you
you
must be
with a-
financially excluded.
Exactly.
And then now you're struggling academically because you don't have a laptop. Now you're academically excluded. How?
it's- no.
I feel like that's something Fizz must full must also fight, guys. Even at the exclusions
That's
part
what
of
they
things.
did. That's what they did, shame. The people being excluded academically. However, for me, I was like, okay, fine. They tell you how many modules you need to pass in a year.
Yeah.
You know how many modules you need to pass in a year. So, like, I don't know what happened. That year, a bunch of kids got academically excluded. It wasn't even like financial, it was academic.
No,
so
I
people were
think
not
the lecturers were just like, I'm
studying.
tired. Unana, she hasn't been coming to my class. I'm marking her harshly. And I think that also
Oh, that
happens if you're in the
happens.
academic industry. Because I was once like a tutor and a teaching assistant and stuff. You know, when lecturers say, there's 500 people, I know you. I know what time you come to my class. I know what clothes you wear. I know your attitude. I know everything about you. They know. Because when I was a tutor, I used to think, oh, that's rubbish. I became a tutor in my 2nd year. And I'm like, that's so true. Like, someone would come to me for help and I'd know exactly that you were late in my class 10 times. You're always wearing this red hoodie or orange hoodie, whatever you wear. These are your friends. I know the group of friends you hang with. And that's also an important thing. The group of friends. I'm not saying don't surround yourself with everyone, but no, these are your academic friends.
Oh, true.
These are your, how could I say?
Socializing
your
friends.
socializing friends. These are your partying friends. These are your drinking friends. Be able to differentiate, because if you think your friend is a partying academic, very, I think, I don't know, I could say maybe I've made like one or two friends that was an all-in-one friend
True.
that I could party, drink, study, do everything with. Most of the time, I'll party with you. This is my character, and I'm with you. Then, okay, I'm out of res. I'm at school now. This is what's happening. So, yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with thinking this person is only suited for this, because at least they have a valid role in your life.
True. And it's not about using. At the end of the day, it's about what you want. At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
that's
listen,
true.
you can't surround yourself with people who are not serious. And this whole "show me your friends, I'll show you your future" thing is
It's
absolutely
so
true.
guys.
Like if your friends are all
It
partying,
is so true.
best believe you are going to party as
And
well.
I think it's not even about you. Maybe you may be different, like you may be the nerdy one in the group, but you're eventually going to get influenced, because your friends are either
Definitely.
going to get bored of you because Nana doesn't want to party all the time,
True.
or they're going to get bored and be like, Nana's always just talking about strange things, and you're going to start seeing your friends kind of isolate themselves one by one. Trust me, they already spoke on the WhatsApp group about you, and they were like, yeah, we're teaching Nana, ne? So this is what's gonna happen. And there's always like a leader of a group, especially if you're in a squad or a crew. There's always that one person
who
who
influences everyone
exactly.
else.
There's always that person
The
who's just an
puppet master.
influencer, but you wouldn't know. But if you notice and you look at your group of friends, I promise you, whether you're in a crew or a squad, you look at all your friends and you think, this is this person. Everyone has a role that they play. That's why you guys are friends, right? So you'd have a friend whereby you know this one, when this person says this thing, everyone's just immensely gonna think he's God or
Yes.
she's God. Like, oh yeah, Chomianzi, why did I never think about
It's
that?
not even like God. It's like when what she says, you're like, oh yeah. I hear what you're saying. And like it's with guys too. I don't
With
know.
guys,
It's
I
with
think
guys.
with guys it's worse.
Like you can't hit on girls when you guys go out. Something I've seen or heard
Yeah.
about. They can't hit on girls if the leader hasn't got a girl yet.
yes,
You
that's
must
so
relax.
true.
You
Yes,
must pop your
relax.
lungs.
You're just the
You
side.
know
You're the
exactly.
side
Let the
person.
leader
That's
get
so
a girl,
true.
and then everyone is free to get a girl.
Or else the leader will sometimes, like, if like let's say I'm the leader
Yeah.
and then you get someone before me and we're at the
Yeah.
club, I'm gonna try and influence that person to come to me, because I think like I have like the best everything.
everything.
So yeah, guys, your friends, show me your friends, show your future. Hey guys, it's never been realer. But also I think living at rest for me is also another important topic that I wanted to touch on. I don't know if you've ever lived a rest, but you visited rest,
I
right?
visited Riz. It was not. Hey, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know how you guys coped.
Yeah.
The whole everyone like okay, it depends because we would be in our other friends' race, but I think girls and boys were in one race, were they not?
Yeah, for me, I lived in a res. It was 6 floors, so each floor was boys, girls, or girls, whatever it was. But they were like boys literally downstairs and girls here.
Yes.
And then obviously it's a boys and girls res. Like I felt like my next door neighbor was a guy.
Yeah.
I never felt the fact that I lived on a girls only floor.
Yeah.
Because there'd be men all over, there'd be females. Guys, res, people do crazy stuff. But I always wanted my child to go to res.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's an experience that you shouldn't skip in your life.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I always say to each and every parent. Yes, race is dangerous, but your child is going to do drugs, whether they live at race, they
Yeah,
don't live
you
at
just
race,
jump to
they live at
drugs.
home, whether you're strict. No, that's the one thing that parents are always scared of. Yo, what if my child does drugs?
Like okay, drink alcohol or something.
Trust me, you could be the strictest parents on earth. I will still do drugs if I want to. I can go to church and still do drugs.
Hectic.
I can, get a dealer anyway. So
Oh,
I want
snap.
people to remove that mentality that if my kid stays at home and my kid only goes to church and does all, I've seen so many people that were pregnant even in high school and their parents were like super strict. They only
Oh.
used to like drive them to church, drop them off at church, or go to church with them, then come home. And then this child is pregnant. Like, when did you get time
When
to be
did you-
pregnant?
Yeah, because-
when did you meet a boy?
It's like the same thing with us. We were shocked. Like
Mm.
you'd hear people say, "We found out she was pregnant at 7 months," and it wouldn't make sense. Like, listen, 7 months. That's you're telling me you couldn't see a difference. We didn't
In
see
hormones, in attitude, in her
the
body,
face,
in
the body.
Like, there's so many pregnant things.
I thought she was
didn't have
eating
her
a
period.
lot. I thought she was just eating
That's
too
because
much.
you're so strict, you're so focused on making and molding this person into the perfect child that you miss the parenting part. I feel like I don't have a child, guys, but all I can say is parenting is also about guidance. You guide this person. Remember, this person is not going to be you. So if you're like super successful and you feel like you like, oh, my career and whatever, I want my child to just be like me. There's half of someone else in there that's not you.
Mm.
So I think people always forget that.
Yeah, I think it's either that or it's either parents just completely forget that children are their own human beings. Like your daughter is not just your daughter. Your daughter plays this roles, different roles. Your daughter
Oh.
is someone's best friend. Your daughter is someone's friend. Your daughter is someone's student. Your daughter is someone's neighbor. Like, parents completely miss that. They just focus on the fact that my children are my children, and they completely forget the different roles that the child plays. So of course they're gonna be different with other people. What you see is not who your child is. It's just who they are around you.
Thank you. That is like the
So-
most important thing you could have said. Your child is not who you see them to be. They are who they are around you.
Around you.
Because
So
I also
with
feel
their
like with my
friends-
parents, I'm just their obedience. I'm humble.
Of course, of
You know, because I
course.
know that's what they expect of me. But in the real world, guys, I am not like that. I am like, I just look at myself when I'm home and I'm like, yo, look at me tolerating all of this.
No, I was a good girl until I broke it to them like this year. I was just like, guys, relax. I drink alcohol. It was like the air was sucked in the car. They couldn't cope. They were just quiet. Because it just asked me out of the blue, Nana, do you drink alcohol?
I'm not laughing.
I'm a whole 26-year-old. These people only found out I drink alcohol this year. They don't want to accept it, but I was just like, yeah,
my
let me
parents
not
are
lie
going
to
to find
them.
out on this podcast. So,
No,
yeah,
hopefully
guys.
they don't see. I won't show them. I'll just show it to my sisters. But like, yeah, I only found out this year. My mom was shook. And he's like, oh, funa go be stagwa match. And I'm like, I'm just drinking alcohol. My mom was shook. She couldn't believe it. She's just like, so.
She was probably thinking, not my nana, not my one.
She was-
That's the thing about parents. Parents, you could literally kill a person. And if your parents believe in you,
Yeah.
they'll be like, not my child.
No.
I'm like, but we know this child. We go to school with her. We see the real her. We know her. Like, we party with, not
Yeah,
my child. My
not
child
my
has
child.
never even tasted. I'm like, are you with your child 24/7, 365?
No, they hit you with Oksala, you living under my house, living under my
It doesn't
rules.
matter, dude. I could be a drug addict. I could be an alcohol. Like, I could do anything.
No, but
if
the
I
things
live
that they
under
can't
rules.
see. So they don't believe that you are those things. They can have like they can suspend.
Yeah.
What's that word? Suspect.
Yeah.
Wow. I use that word a lot in law and I completely forgot it.
This
They can
LLB
suspect.
honors holder.
They can suspect, but they won't have proof. So
Yeah.
as long as they don't have proof, they're cool. They're absolutely cool. But yeah, parents, they don't want to accept things, nah. So yeah, you just have to break it down. Some people break it down the worst way. They just force them to accept, like, listen,
Yeah.
this is who I am. So I was just like, no, I'm gonna break it to them, break it down to them very slowly. This is who I am. But I found myself not being true to myself.
Yeah, there's also a thing I think sometimes I struggle with them. Not when necessarily I'm at home, because at least my cousin, my aunt's child, like, okay, maybe I'd open up, but still, it's like, because our family structure is just so strict, it's like,
You
even if
can't
I tell
be
someone,
yourself.
it just feels like a sin, even
Yeah.
telling you. So yeah, I can't really be myself. So yeah,
You
guys, I
can't.
do drink.
You literally can't be yourself around your parents. They're like, no, you can drink when you're working. You work, best believe.
Guys, it's a
You
lie.
are still not drinking in
It
front
is
of
a
them.
lie.
Forget
I
it.
remember my friend, I have a friend called Diana back home. So I remember when we were in high school, her parents would be like, you know what? When you turn 18, guys, when you turn we turned 18 in our matric here. No, okay, you know what now? When you go to university, we
There's
went to
always
university.
something. There's always something.
And then we literally graduated from, when you graduate from university, okay, now it's like when you work, now we're both working. I don't know what's the next excuse. Are they going to say when you marry?
when you're married, that's the next
And then you get
excuse.
married. I feel like
You will
parents
still have
shame.
something to say when you're married.
I think that's why I'm not ready to also have a baby. Like, being a parent is actually a lot. I don't think parents ever realize that you're actually grown.
Never. Like, you can get married and then it'll be like, oh, okay, they're grown, I guess. They have to accept, like, you're going now. Gonna be a wife to someone else, gonna be a husband to someone else. So they're forced to accept that, no, this person is moving on now. So I feel like it's important to assert your independence early. They must accept it as
Grade
soon as
1,
possible.
guys. Grade 1 is the best year to start, okay?
And you need to
Just
show
a bit
them.
advice
You need
from
to
me.
show them that you can take care of yourself.
Yeah, I think with my parents, I do that. Like, I've always been it's always been obviously the four of us, and we're all females. So we never had like a male figure around. We had my grandparents and stuff, but obviously they lived like far away from us. So it was always just like, okay, my mom can change a light bulb, my mom can fix anything. Like, there's nothing growing up my mom couldn't do, because
Yeah.
obviously there's no other guy to do it, unless maybe there was a burst pipe. Then only we'd call in maintenance. But for small things, my mom would be like, oh, we don't have to worry those people. I'll just change the light bulb or buy it myself, whatever, whatever. So it's just like, also from a young age, guys, they knew. When I was rebelling, they just knew that as keeper, guys, I'm just creating the distance. And I'm not necessarily saying it's good or bad. Every parent is different. Every person's relationship with their parents is different.
Oh,
So don't look at our
definitely.
relationship and our advice and think, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Naturally, it happened with me. it might not naturally happen with someone. I know a lot of people that I've even been in relationships whereby people were mama's boys. And they were mama's boys up until I'm 25 this year. And I see 25, 30, 40, 60-year-olds that are mama's boys.
Mama's boys. Oh, that's, yeah. Imagine dating a mama's boy.
Like, it's not bad. I think, you know what I like about mama's boys is the fact that they will treat you like an angel because their mom will give them advice about everything.
I mean,
Their mom will be like, okay, you're going to take her out to this restaurant and then you're going to do this. So I think it's so beautiful because their mom literally tells them how they should treat a girl. So it gets embedded.
Okay.
But then the bad part about it, the mom will be there like a shadow hovering in the background.
Always.
The mom will be texting. The mom will be calling. I once had a guy whose mom literally picked us up, the both of us. Because I don't have a car. She has a car. And the guy could drive. So now she didn't want me to feel bad because obviously I'm not like that rich.
Okay.
And he was not rich also, but his family just could afford stuff, right? So what happened is they picked me up to go
Mom
to the thing. And child, yes, mom and child in the mom's car.
Wow.
Mom dropped us off at the place. She said, okay, I'm going to go shopping, whatever, we're going to a mall. I'm going to go shopping and I'm going to just have fun, whatever. And then as soon as you guys are done, just text me. And then we're like, okay, we're going to watch a movie. She's like, it's cool. I'll go do the monthly shopping. You know, those like housewife type of women. So she's like, okay, I'm going to go do shopping and then I'll meet up with so-and-so for lunch or coffee. You know, I'm just like, yo, some people are living different, bruh.
Listen, I would work because I was working last year saving money to study this year. I would go to the beach in Durban.
Yeah.
People are jogging at 1 o'clock.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
Wednesday, guys, people are relaxed.
Even
like
Cape Town is worse. I was at Sea Point sometime this week. I was at the promenade. People are taking walks.
Those are
on
business
a weekday.
People. Like, people they're working from home. They're business people. Some of them don't work. They housewives. And being a housewife is actually hard because now we have kids. And taking care of a household, guys, is a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. Like, guys, people always look at people and think, oh, she's just a housewife.
Definitely. Take care of yourself.
What goes into being a housewife? I always say, I wish men and women would switch jobs.
Definitely.
I wish the housewife would go to work and then the man would stay at home for a week so that they could see the responsibility, because it's not easy having to take your child to school, having to ensure the child is doing well at school because your husband sometimes is not around. There's just a lot, guys. And I'm saying this from friends who are in that position. So I know that, that life is hectic. It looks glamorous though.
I've never even thought about that. For me personally, I'm struggling to take care of myself. Like, it is a struggle on its own. It's
guys.
the
Breathing is like the struggle. When you wake up in the morning, you have to brush your hair. You need to comb your hair.
You need to look presentable.
You need to act a certain way at work. You need to come back. Like, there's so many things you encounter on a daily basis.
Guys, adulting. You should have like a segment about adulting because we were not ready.
Nobody was ever ready. So that's why I want to touch point here as the first episode. Touch points on raised life, touch points on academics, entering university, touch points on all these things. And this just gives people that direction on like where I want my podcast to go and the vision that I have for my podcast. I want authentic conversation. I want good conversations. I'm loving this. I don't want this to end. But carry on, Miss LLB. So wait, are you done with your honors? Are you still doing?
No, I'm done with it. This year I was doing law school because it was so hard to secure articles in Durban. So everyone's just like, just get your PLT, which is practical legal training. So you go
wait. Okay, please give me background. I don't know anything about law.
Oh, okay.
So you do your 3-year degree.
4 years.
4 years.
So you finish with an honors degree, basically. Yeah. And then after that, you have 1 or 2 options. You either do your articles, you get a firm, basically. You have a principal, you serve under them. Your articles of clerkship, they call it articles of clerkship. For 2 years. So you registered under that attorney. You learn what you need to learn for the next 2 years, and when you feel like you're ready, you write your board exams.
And then that's when you become a lawyer.
That's when you go to court. And when you're done and you finish partial admission exams, you go to court, you apply to be admitted, then you're admitted as an attorney.
Okay, so technically having a law degree doesn't mean you're a lawyer.
No, you can be not a lawyer. You are a lawyer because lawyer, legal practitioner. I think people just use the term lawyer. They associate the term lawyer with attorneys.
Yeah.
Because a lawyer is a person who goes to court, but that's what people think. But a lawyer is someone who practices law. Okay. So you could be like an assistant, and you're practically a lawyer. So being a lawyer is actually practicing law. So like a legal practitioner. But to go to court, you can be an attorney. You can be an advocate. You can do a lot of things. Actually, there's a lot of options what you can do with your law degree.
Oh
So
wow.
this
I like
is
that.
quite a
It's the
lot.
diversity for me, guys.
Yeah, it is a
It's the rainbow
lot.
nation
It's a
in the law.
lot. It's a lot.
No, but
So
it sounds hectic, damn.
it's
Like yo.
oh low because securing articles in South Africa right now is not easy at all because the stipend or the salary they pay you is peanuts. And that's something that the Law Society has not addressed until today. They'll have like these ridiculous requirements for you to be a candidate attorney. So they'll tell you you need to have a car. Where am I going to get a car? I just finished school.
Exactly. Like you
Make
just
it make
graduated.
sense. I just graduated.
You don't even make me.
I don't even have a driver's license. You want me to have a car?
You don't even have a learner's girl. You don't even know what K53 is.
Exactly. So it's ridiculous, and it's something that we've petitioned, we've been fighting about, and they still haven't addressed it.
And I also
many
feel like
firms still
also
want
having
that.
having a car is. I feel like there's Ubers and stuff these days. I understand having a car back in the day because there
Yeah.
are no apps and whatever. Like now, you guys can Uber, you can Bolt, you can do so many things. There's even Lyft clubs. So I think, I think that they shouldn't say have or your own car. They should say have reliable transport.
Have reliable transport because you can use public transport.
Because your car can also break down. Just because you have a car doesn't mean you're not gonna have life struggles.
Exactly. And that's something that they really need to do away with. And they need to
Such
pay us
traumas.
more as candidate attorneys. So it's not easy. Then you have the second option of either when you finish your degree,
Yeah.
you can either study further, it's up to you, or you can go to law school. So law school is like 4 months. So it's congested. The information that you learn, the information that you get in that 4 months is equivalent to 1 year articles.
Sure.
So you just knocked out 1 year of your articles. So then you need to serve one under a firm for you to be admitted. So it's a lot. Law school is not easy for anyone who's studying law. Law school is not easy. There's people who I started with because I went to UKZN at the beginning of the year. Then I had the opportunity to come to Cape Town. So I asked them to please transfer me to the school here in Cape Town. So they didn't want to take me. So I literally almost never come to Cape Town. Literally didn't. My best friend was traumatized. She's like, no, you need to do this. I need to get away from home. I need to just be out on my own and just experience life because I was at home for so long. So she was just like,
And you never even
praying.
lived at
And I never
Rez,
even
guys,
lived at
like-
Rez. I'm experiencing Rez life basically now only, but it's outside
it's
the Rez
lit, guys.
environment.
It's so lit. Like you
It's
guys
like,
have no idea.
you do
like,
everything
it's the
for yourself.
Best thing.
True.
But that's the trap because now you can do anything and everything. Like Rez is also
Anytime.
restricting, you know. So now I live in an apartment, so it's like I still have that Rez mentality a little bit, but because now like Rez, they'll say okay, no alcohol, no friends after a certain time, no visitors, no sleepovers. It's still like wild, but it's a controlled wild environment. When you live in your own apartments, no one's telling you can't bring this
Anything.
many people.
And I jumped straight to that. I just missed Rez.
Yeah.
So
It must be nice, ne?
It's not really
and I had to
nice.
struggle there. I didn't have food. I was eating tin fish and noodles. This one just lived with her parents.
I lived with my parents. The things that it not kills you, it just makes you very comfortable. So for you to leave that comfortability is absolutely hard. Like I've never fended for myself until this year. And I learned so much this past couple of months than I could have ever learned in the past 4 years. Like life is lifing me right now. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm meeting different people, and it's such an eye opener. You just figure things out about yourself that you didn't know. So I highly recommend moving out, but not for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I did
just do it for yourself and just see if you can cope, because that comfortability, if you
it
don't
hits
move
you, ne?
out by 30, chances are you're not moving out at all. You're going to be at home forever. Not forever, but you're going to be at home for a long time. Because, of course, you get used to, you're not paying rent. You just
Yeah.
contribute what you contribute. And,
And
you
your
sit in
parents
your
don't
room.
even have an expectations. Your parents are not gonna tell you, okay, you need to pay 300 rand towards food. They'll be like, my child. Some parents don't even bring it up. It's up to
They
you.
don't. It's up to you. It's up
Some
to
parents
you.
do. Some parents are like, okay,
No, but
you're
there's an
above 18.
expectation, though.
And then maybe, okay, now you're working. Can you like give me 100 rand randomly or buy me airtime randomly or whatever? But I know there's some parents that don't expect their kids to do everything. Like you still live at home, like just save your money.
Just save your money. But some parents do have this expectation. Unfortunately, I've never experienced it. I'm a very generous child. child. So when I get money, shame, I even
We
have
know
a
who the favorite
persona.
child in the family is.
It's very obvious.
We know who
I'm
the
very
favorite child
generous, Shay.
is.
When I was working and I was not paying rent, I was literally just taking myself to work. And dude, I was so generous. I would fill up my father's petrol. My mom would get money every single month
Yeah.
because I can, was. And I was a very spoiled.
Because I
spoiled
can.
my
I love that
parents
for
a lot.
you.
I spoil my parents a lot. So now that I'm very restricted, now I have to pay rent, pay electricity, pay for food. It's hectic. It's
Transportation.
hectic.
You need to pay to take yourself to work.
Exactly. Make
That's
that
just
money
the biggest scam.
and then pay all these things that you need to do. And
I
see
just
what
never
you have
understand.
left.
I feel like jobs should have a live club, guys. They should have like areas, common areas that people live in to encourage people to live closer to work. Because I feel like if there was a live club that dropped me off in a second area, I'd definitely live in that area because I'd have free transportation.
Exactly.
Now people come from different places, and I think that also causes a lot of late coming at work.
Of course.
Because if you know you're encouraging people or you're guiding them to live in this area, like I feel like, guys, there should be something done by companies. This whole transport thing is ridiculous.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Because I would take the My City buses to work. It's such a struggle because there's so much development in Parklands.
Yeah.
So many buildings. So more people are going to live there. These are the same buses. They have not increased the amount of buses that are there. As a matter of fact, they're decreasing. So by the time a bus comes by, it's packed.
Yeah.
Like, it's survival of the fittest at that point. If you can't squeeze yourself, my friend, you stay behind. Uzobona. What's gonna happen to you? Transport is not easy. Now you have to
It is
consider to get
survival
a
of the fittest,
car.
bruh.
It's
See,
the
that's the
piss.
scam about life. You get a job, now you need to get a car. You get a car, you live, okay, you realize, actually, I need a house because I can't rent. Rent is too expensive.
Exactly.
Then you get a house, and then, okay, actually, my house is lonely. I actually need a wife or a husband. Then you get a husband. Okay, actually, having a kid wouldn't be bad. It's always just,
You're piling on more.
and you know,
work
they
for
say more
yourself.
money, more problems, guys.
True.
They were not lying, because I always sometimes used to feel entitled. Like, I'm also those people who feel entitled because I'm just like, I got to spend money and gig and find like spend money, we related and stuff. Like, you should be doing the things. Usman Man is literally having more problems than I am.
True.
I'm like, I live at risk, bro. Like, you have your own house and everything. Why are you still stressed? And then they start going on about the bond, and then they start going on about the insurance, and then there's just so many things that they start going on about. They actually realize, yeah, life is not easy, guys. But anyway,
it's not easy, especially bonds. You see, the
Yeah.
thing of bonds, I feel
car
for people who pay
insurance,
bonds.
petrol. But we'll speak about that in our next episode, guys. I don't want to make this too long.
Oh,
It's been a pleasure having Osamina Nana here. I can't believe Nana's really your surname. Every like the mere fact that's on your ID, like
My
I don't
ID.
even know.
no, it's not a nickname. It's my name. It's
Yeah,
my
anyway.
character.
That's hectic. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning into the Voice of Nkosi. It's been lovely having Unana here. It's been lovely being my very first podcast. Very first time on a podcast, very first time on my own podcast, very first time. So there's a lot of first timers here. And yeah, we popped some champagne, we had some good vibes, but this is the energies we're trying to keep. Thank you so much for tuning in, and catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.